Yo, what is up guys? Welcome back to another Warcraft replay. Here we are on a slightly different patch, and look at all this! All my replays just incompatible now. How great. We just moved a single decimal digit, and yeah, everything's screwed up. As always, we have a Night Elf versus Human matchup here on the map Terenas Stands once again. Or at least the map is the same. The players in the races are not. We have Moon spawning in as the red Night Elf in the bottom right. Chaemiko will be his opponent, the blue human in the top left. These guys have played recently, at least on the channel, recently quote unquote, because I only upload like 1 or 2, if that, every week. 1.32.8 did have a slight balance change. I think it was just Cryptlord getting hit with the carrying beetles at level 2 and level 3 on the hit points. Maybe attack damage, I don't know, but like, it doesn't really matter too much about this game because neither of these guys are undead. But yes, Cryptlord has been seeing a lot of play, and it's almost like the Keeper situation, to be honest. I'm not sure if it's... yeah, I don't know if it's as egregious as Keeper though, because the Death Knight's still pretty pivotal on first pick choice, so yeah, I don't know. Plus level 1 beetles don't really get changeable too much, so the early power of Cryptlord is essentially the same. Either way, Moon going for the Warden first this time around. I believe he did go for Keeper in the previous matchup, and meanwhile Chaemiko is gonna go for the Mountain King first. He's been doing that so far in his games against Moon, probably has been doing in other matchups too. I don't generally remember, because I'm pretty sure the last time I had Chaemiko was against Moon, or maybe there was another game. But anyway, yeah, after that one game where the Warden just completely decimated the econ of human players expansion, I believe it was a Loliet game. Yeah, I don't really view human all too well in the Warden matchup, but maybe the Mountain King will change. I believe that could have been an answer to the Warden, obviously. Maybe a lot more arcane towers of the expansion would be nice as well. But other than that, Warden gonna get that quick level 2 thanks to the Ancient of War creeping, as well as the Fan of Knives there. 15-second invuln getting picked up from Moon. Meanwhile, over on Chaemiko's side is gonna get the Skull of the Beast and Cloak of Shadows. Warden also picked up +3 strength, as well as +3 agility from this green creep camp here. Chaemiko gonna pick up the Mantle of Intelligence, so yeah, decent items on both sides. The invuln's probably worth more than the scroll, but the intelligence is pretty nice, even though the Warden herself benefits off of the agility. Stormbolt first for the Mountain King. He is holding onto that point, however. It could be Thunderclap, could be Bash. Honestly, it's been so long since I've seen Bash being taken over Thunderclap, because Thunderclap's just so much damage. Yeah, I'm not too sure about that. Warden is going to... oh, nope, she is going to take out a Kobold, maybe? I don't know why she would. I'm pretty sure she should just be waiting for the attempted expansion, but I think it's just to force these creeps to inner fire themselves, I guess. Either that, or he made Chaemiko's job a lot easier by expending the mana of the High Priest. But I think it is the inner fire that is the intention.
Our warriors have engaged the enemy.
And Chaemiko probably doesn't want to wait all too long, so he is just going to start that up. High Priest is the main target. I believe he also drops the item anyway, so it is going to be +6 claws, or +9 claws in fact. As the Warden is coming around here, getting Stormbolt to the face. She does have a level 2 Fan of Knives, but it seems like she's not going to be able to take too much, as not many units on Chaemiko's side is actually low HP, so wasn't able to get that many potential kills there. As the expansion does go down, Mountain King has plenty of mana available, so if the Warden ever does show up again, she is going to take quite a bit of a beating. Warden could pick up Boots' speed as well as TP Staff, maybe. Although TP Staff with Blink is... yeah, might not be needed, as another Stormbolt's going to come down. Blink is going to negate that. So yeah, bit of a one-sided trade. Stormbolt obviously costs a little bit more than Blink would at level, even at level 1. I believe it's 50 versus like 80. Either way, expansion attempt here, it seems like, with the Tree of Life, as Tier 2 is about to be completed. Hunter's Soul is about to be finished as well. So double Ancient of War transition from Moon as Chaemiko. Can't really tell too this early on because, well, he spent most of his resources on the expansion. But anyway, Warden is just going to be Ancient of War creeping once again. Needs to get level 5 as quickly as possible, so when the second hero comes out, she doesn't have to leash the experience, as TP Scroll from the Mountain King is going to come with the Stormbolt here onto the Shadow Priest, as well as the Berserker going down, so a little bit nice. He did lose a Footman for that, and he might lose his Mountain King, never mind, is going to get reinforcements with the Footman, and the Warden is going to be forced to retreat here as, even though he did try to ambush his opponents, the Fluid Accuracy does go over to the Warden, which will be extremely useful later on once the double Ancient of Lores are finished, which I imagine we should be seeing a good number of Dryads. Ancient of War is going to go down, unfortunately the Footman right at its feet prevents it from rooting itself. But here comes the Warden here. Blink is going to finish the job. I was a little bit worried that she might not get the Blink off, but yeah, is going to force a TP Scroll there from the Mountain King. So Potion of Invuln, trade for the free TP Scroll. I mean, the problem is the 15 Invuln is... it's kind of a game-changing item, to be honest. Much more efficient than the 7 seconds, obviously. But like, Chaemiko could easily just replace the TP Scroll with his own shop, so like... yeah, I don't know who won out on that specifically. Blacksmith is being placed down. We could have a rush to tier 3, but it could just be rifle casters coming in here.
Our warriors have engaged the enemy.
Double scout towers with the one arcane tower, kind of the standard. I'm not sure if it's going to be enough to counteract the Warden, who will undoubtedly go for some economic harassment. And this gold mine is going to get pulled here. Mountain King going to take out this Cobalt camp. I believe he should get level 4 off of this, unless he gets interrupted, which doesn't look like it. Wisp has spotted this and is going to go down with the Stormbolt, so yeah, Mountain King being very very liberal with his Stormbolts.
The great outdoors.
Alrighty, ring region for the Warden, which is, it's nice. Can definitely give it over to the second hero, which could be a couple of things. Alchemist, Panda. We are going tier 3 for Chaemiko, for Moon, as Moon is gonna pick up a second hero, maybe.
The great outdoors.
Maybe he wants to clear the item camps first, as the Zeppelin has spotted the Warden. It does have the Mountain King as well, so needs to be careful not to lose the Zeppelin over the water, otherwise, yeah, all those units do get lost. +1 attack upgrades for the Rifleman, I guess? Except we are rushing to tier 3, so we could have a Siege Engine Rush, it looks like. Suppository gets destroyed as the Warden switches that over for a Circlet, I believe. which kind of tells me that he doesn't want a second hero, because he could have easily taken the second hero here and have him pick it up, but no, I think he's just gonna focus on getting that warden to as high level as possible. Yeah, these double workshops I'm not too keen on. It could honestly be just double mortar team. Okay, completely forget what I said about not having a second hero here. I just don't know why he destroyed the item then.
Our warriors
But yeah, we do have an Arcane Sanctum at least, so we could have like spellcasters with double mortar team, but like, yeah, normally mortar teams don't require 2 workshops. Blood Mage comes out as second hero, meanwhile, like I said before, Panda is the second hero for Moon. Is going to be solo leveling here, it seems, as the Warden has spotted the Mountain King. Is going to eat a Stormbolt to the face after she tosses Phantom Knives, and is going to get picked up by the Zeppelin after taking half HP. Glass of Haste has been dropped, but I believe the Warden doesn't want to risk it, as the Zeppelin can easily be taken down by the double Berserkers there. So yeah, Glass of Haste is going to get taken out by the Mountain King himself. Expansion potential on the bottom left, I'm not sure with the current situation, since Chaemiko could easily build a couple of siege engines. +2 attack upgrade, as well as +1/+1 attack and upgrade, an armor upgrade for the potential knights.
Our warriors have engaged the enemy.
But yeah, so far the workshops haven't actually produced anything. Well, Chaemiko is kind of sitting below that 50 supply.
Your building is complete.
As the Warden did try to go for the Zeppelin kill there with the Orb of Venom. Mountain King, on the other hand, is just going to take out a couple of these bandits himself, as he's getting chased around by the Warden. He can't easily TP Staff, since the Warden has no form of CC whatsoever. But he is going to eat maybe a Phantom Knives. Nope.
Research finished.
Okay, there's not many creep camps left. Just these 3 green creep camps. But that's gonna get taken down by the Ancient of War, which is a bit weird since building kills don't give experience over.
Your building.
But yeah, once the creep camps go down, it's basically just PvP at this point. The Sassor's camp hasn't been taken down yet as well, so Moon has a lot more camps available to him. One of the Wind gets picked up here by the Brewmasters, so he doesn't have to rely on the ancient Druids of Talon, as we do have a tech Ancient of Wind, just in case. I don't actually know, maybe it's just for the Zeppelins, but Chaemiko is gonna go for Knights and Tanks, it seems. So this is a bit risky for Moon, or at least it's gonna be really annoying for him to deal with. He is not actually prepared well enough against the siege engines. Nightcrawler is gonna go over to the Ancient of War there, as Chaemiko just showed up before his fellow friends. Yeah, I'm surprised Moon's actually keeping this expansion going. Because at this point I'm not even sure how well he can defend by his units alone. 64 versus 78. The Warden is going after the mercenaries first, it seems, as the flying machine is getting taken out by the hippogriffs, but the Warden is down to about half HP. She is about to hit that level 5, thankfully. But the Stormbolt onto the Panda there is going to get preserved back home. And like I said before, this Tree of Life completion is really puzzling to me because
the great outdoors.
Moon can't really defend well enough against that. Oh, I guess he is prepared for siege engines with these Ancient Protector and double Ancient of War. As you do have the siege engines trying their best to go after the main base, as the second expansion is gonna go down without any form of defense. I believe that was the last one of Wind Charge as well, so yeah, Siege Engine's definitely being annoying. Chaemiko has stopped producing them. I'm hoping to think that they're just used to alleviate pressure, but we do have 2 more at the first expansion here. And here comes the focus fire onto the Blood Mage. She does have the Staff Sanctuary himself. I don't think the other 2 has it. So yeah, Blood Mage is going to be forced to micro-back the old-fashioned way. Spellbreaker is going to go down and giving level 5 over to the Warden, maybe? Nope, he is going to get Sanctuary back home as the Siege Engine is going to go down, giving level 5 over to the Warden, but at the cost of the both expansions there, so yeah, Chaemiko's investment on those Siege Engines have apparently worked out.
Research finished.
He has stopped producing tanks, thankfully, but oh, never mind. He has gone back to production as he is trying to expand on the top right here. That's a lot of towers. So here comes the expansion harassment that I thought was going to happen a lot earlier, but Chaemiko obviously much more prepared than yeah, most human players have been, and has the Zeppelin to pick up those units. So this is a pretty awful position for Moon to be in, because at this point I would have expected level 6 Warden, but yeah, it hasn't happened yet, and he is having to deal with
grove is being desecrated.
the tanks that will inevitably come once again. Plus, Chaemiko is basically 2 bases ahead of his opponent at this point. So yeah, I don't know how
Our warriors have engaged.
how well Moon can actually deal with this. He can do this, I guess, which is just harass the expansion once the Zeppelin is actually not in position, and that is going to be a couple of seconds of no gold mine. Wanted to go for a Potion of Mana to go for that one last Phantom Knives, it seems, but with the feedback damage of the Arcane Tower, she is unable to blink away. The expansion is getting rebuilt over here. This expansion, yeah, it definitely wasn't a good idea, and kind of sloppy on Moon's part to not cancel it, because that was a whole lot of resources dumped into nothing. And yeah, he is now basically 2 bases down.
Your building is complete.
Yeah, Hippogriffs has spotted tanks on the move, it seems, and Moon should be in preparation, ready for that. It's just 1 tank though, which is really weird. This tank, I wouldn't even be surprised if Chaemiko forgot that this tank is doing nothing. But either way, transition into mortar teams to counteract the not only buildings, but of course the decent number of dryads as well. And we are gonna have a surround onto the siege engine, maybe? Yep, siege engine is gonna get surrounded, and that's basically a free kill over to Moon. Chaemiko playing it a little bit sloppy, I would say. Not sending all his tanks at once, and losing just a tank for free, and not using this one. But yep, 80 versus 71. Moon is slightly behind, but he does have a level 5 hero, although he is 1 hero down. So I guess it's pretty much evened out. +2, +0. Mortar teams, meanwhile the Knights and Spellbreakers are +2/+2 versus the +2/+2 on Moon's side there, as we do have Phantom Knights trying to do as much chip damage as possible, but yeah, and well-trained Knights, that is a lot of health to chunk down, and the Roars are going to get stolen over thanks to the Spellbreakers there. Mortar teams are getting sniped by the Warden, however, but the Healing Ward is going to try its best to keep these units alive as long as possible. Thunderclap's coming down from the Mana King as well. Warden is going to use her little bit of mana to go for the blink as she does get Stormbolt to the face, resulting in the Preservation Staff back home. Yeah. You can see the bears are not actually doing too well against Spellbreaker Knights because obviously Rejuvenates and Roars can easily get stolen over. I guess not at this point because currently the Blood Mages, the Spellbreakers are currently out of mana, but once again the Warden is going to come down and try and snipe those Mortar teams, which she has successfully been able to. All she needs to do now is try and deal with these Spellbreaker Knights, which is kind of a tall order to do, as once again another Thunderclap coming from the Mountain King there. Warden has, I believe, been preserved back home once again, as Chaemiko is pushing his opponent away once again. I don't think we've had any Knights go down, which is super good for Chaemiko. He does have only one Skull of Staff Sanctuary, and yeah, despite that, able to keep his units alive for the majority of the game. Moon is gonna go for the GG. Chaemiko, despite having the lower score, does take the victory, although, I mean, he did have to resort to using tanks, which is... yeah, it's kind of sad to see. The previous two games between these two guys were really intense, but like, yeah, Chaemiko did have to produce a couple of tanks, which is kind of unfortunate. Other than that, hope you guys enjoyed this one. I will see you guys again next time. Take care.